There's a new Godox transmitter in town. These are my thoughts on the Godox X Nano transmitter. Hi there, my name is Alex Silva. If you're new to this channel, here's where I talk about photography in general, photography lighting in particular. If you've followed this channel for a while, you know that I use Fujifilm cameras and Godox flashes or lighting equipment. Well, Godox just released their latest transmitter, the X Nano. And to be honest, I think it's a great product. Now, I need for you to notice that I'm basing my opinions on the specifications only. I don't own one of these units yet, but as soon as I get one, I'll make another video with my sharing with you my actual experience with it. In the meantime, here's the main thoughts that I have about this new transmitter. One is that size matters. One of the things that I love, and I think one of the main features about this transmitter is its size. It's not too big, it's not too small. I have used both the Godox X1T and the X Pro. The X1T is kind of big, not huge, but it's a bit big. And besides, the shape is kind of strange. The X Pro, on the other hand, is slightly smaller, but still, even though I like the design more, and we'll talk about the design even in a minute, the X Pro is still a bit big for me, for the cameras that I use. Remember, I use Fujifilm cameras, and those camera bodies are usually kind of small. Anyway, at some point I considered using the Godox XT32, which is a really small transmitter, more like and it has more or less the shape of the X Pro. That transmitter is now discontinued, and it was only available for Canon and Nikon. You could argue that there are other small transmitters from other brands. For example, I used to use the Radio Popper Nano, which is great. The size is amazing. However, it doesn't have any sort of control. It only sends a simple signal, and it only has 4 channels. There is another competitor with all these nice features and capabilities, which is the ProPhoto Connect. It is nice, however, one major thing that I don't like about the ProPhoto Connect is that you have to use a smartphone to control your flashes through the ProPhoto Connect. Which means that if your phone runs out of power, you won't be able to control your flashes. Oh well. Anyway, that's something that I like about the Godox X Nano, the size and the combination of capabilities. Talking about the capabilities, the main features that I'm interested about with the X Nano is its touch screen and the interface, both on the screen and the physical interface. Let's talk first about the screen. It seems to be pretty responsive and pretty precise. It gives you options to select groups, set power to those groups, or select flash exposure compensation if you're in TTL mode, or select the different features or the different parameters of a multi-flash or strobing flash. Multi-flash mode, which is pretty cool, and you can do everything on the screen. But if you prefer using a bit more of the physical controls on the transmitter, the physical interface reminds me a lot of the Apple Watch, in which you have the crown, the rotating crown, which you can also push, and a combination of other buttons, especially like the Apple Watch Ultra. Well, this this has a very similar thing. It also has a rotating button that you can push and 2 other buttons on the side. So if you want to make adjustments to a power setting in a group, or even when you want to select groups and things like that, you can do it from the rotating button, pretty much like the Apple Crown. And you can push in so you can select the group, and then you continue using the rotating button to adjust the power or the flash exposure compensation. So I really like that. One other feature that I found very interesting now in the X Nano, but it was also present in the X Pro Mark II from Godox, is that you can use a lot of groups. It was a bit of a new feature to me, because when I first started using off-camera flash, I was using the Canon system, and I was used to only having 3 groups. Then when I switched to Godox, I realized that you have 5 available groups using the transmitters that I used to use, the X1T and the X Pro. However, starting with the X Pro 2, at least as far as I know, with the X Pro 2 and right now with the X Nano, you can control up to 16 groups. And at first you may think, hey, what's going on? The hot shoe flashes from Godox can only be assigned to either up to 5 different groups. Well, it turns out the studio strobes from Godox, many of them, not all, can also be assigned to any one of 16 different groups. So using this new transmitter, the X Nano, of course also the X Pro Mark II, you are now able to control up to 16 groups, and you can make really complex lighting setups that I'm really wanting to try. I think it's great that Godox is reminding us about their studio strobes. I think many people got used to using portable flashes, and it's great. However, their studio flashes are also amazing. Let's talk about the physical design, which is kind of related to the size. As I mentioned before, the size and the shape of the flash is also very interesting. I really like how the screen is slightly angled towards the photographer, pretty much in the similar fashion to the X Pro Mark II, or the other unit that I mentioned, the XT32. I used to shoot before using the X Pro. I used to use the X1T, which is kinda a nice size for other cameras, not quite for Fujifilm, but especially the screen is pointing directly to you, so it was always a bit of a mess trying to make adjustments when you have your camera in another position that is not right next to your eye. The X Pro and the XT32 kind of solved this problem, but it was sometimes a bit cumbersome. What I like about the X Nano is that it has the screen is at the right angle, but since it's it's small enough, it now has a great position for you to make adjustments while you are shooting. In general terms, I think the X Nano has the right size, weight, screen size, and screen angle. At the time of this recording, the X Nano is not yet available, but you can pre-order using the link below. I really hope you found this video useful, informative, but also entertaining. If that is the case, please press the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.